Hello there. Previous class, already we have seen the definitions, the nature of partnership, the characteristics of partnership, what are the rights of the partners, what is a partnership deed, what are the clauses, what is the partnership, what does it contain. We have seen this. Today we will see what is the importance of partnership deed. We have already seen what is written in the partnership deed. आज हम लोग देखेंगे what is the importance of partnership deed. If there is no deed, what should we do? If there is only oral agreement, तो क्या करना है? Fine. I have already written this on the board. First thing is, what is importance of partnership deed? The thing is, in the partnership deed, everything is mentioned. The rights of a partner, everything is mentioned. Rights of a partner, the duties of partners, the responsibilities of the partners. All this is mentioned in the partnership deed. So it is very important. Everybody knows इसका रोल क्या है, उसका रोल क्या है, इसकी ड्यूटी क्या है, इसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है. Everybody knows. There is no confusion over here. Second one is, if there is any dispute, if there is any conflict between the partners, then this deed is very helpful. You can always use this deed as a proof if there is a court case. Also, if there is a third party involved, right? If there is a third party involved, it is very beneficial for the partnership deed to use this written deed. That is why it is, you can have a oral partnership, there can be oral partnership, but agreement. But written agreement is more advisable because you will avoid all these conflicts, disputes, all this will be avoided. And everything will be clearly mentioned in the deed. Okay. Next is provisions affecting the accounting treatment in the absence of the partnership deed. If there is no deed, then what kind of problems will the partners face, right? If there is no deed, what type of problems will the partners face? First is, we will compare. If there is a deed, what will happen? If there is no deed, what will happen? We will compare this. If there is no deed, then you have to follow the provisions of Indian Partnership Act 1932. This had come for MCQ, remember this. एक बार CBSE sample paper में ये MCQ में आया है. If there is no deed, which provision do we follow? We follow provision of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Remember. Okay. So now let's check what are the difference. If it is written in the deed, this is provided there is a deed. In the deed, it is given that interest on loan, a partner has given a loan and has mentioned, and it is mentioned in the deed that the interest will be 12%. It is there in the deed. If the partner gives a loan or advances money, then 12% is the per annum interest that will be given. Then go according to this, because you have a proof. There is a deed. But if there is no deed, you have not made a deed, and a partner has given loan, तो क्या करना है? तो mandatory we have to give 6% per annum as interest to the partner. Okay. Second is share of profits and loss. If the partners have decided our profit sharing ratio will be 3:2:1, then go according to this. Whatever is mentioned in the deed, this is the final thing. But you have not made a deed. Or even if there is a deed, nothing is mentioned about your profit and loss sharing. If this is not mentioned, then you have to give it equally. The equal ratio will be 1:1:1. This is how it will be distributed. Next one is interest on capital. This is what is given to the partners. Interest on capital is what? When a partner invests money, capital, the firm gives interest to the partner. Interest on capital. This interest on capital is an income for the partner, but it is an expense for the firm. It is income for the partner, expense for the firm. Same thing, remuneration. What comes under remuneration? Maybe salary, commission. All these come under remuneration. This is also income for the partner, but expenses for the firm. If it is mentioned in the deed, you have to give salary, you have to give commission. Salary is 15,000, commission is 5%, interest on capital is 10%. Then go according to what is given. If it is given in the deed that you have to give interest on capital, 10% of the capital, remuneration, that is salary 15,000 has to be given, commission 5% has to be given, then you have to give. If nothing is mentioned, then nothing is given. It is not allowed. You cannot give anything. Whatever, even if the person has logged a lot, has worked a lot, end of the day he's crying, and I want the interest on capital, I want salary, I work so much day and night, I work. No. It is not there in the deed, he will not get. Okay? Fine. Next is interest on drawings. The way if a partner invests money, the partner is asking for interest. Now the partner has taken money from the firm. अभी पार्टनर ने क्या किया है, फर्म में से पैसे निकाले हैं, तो फर्म विल से नाउ यू पे इंटरेस्ट, वी आर गिविंग इंटरेस्ट फॉर कैपिटल, नाउ यू हैव टेकन मनी फ्रॉम द फर्म, नाउ यू पे द इंटरेस्ट. So if it is mentioned in the deed, okay, interest is 12% on drawings, then give what is given in the deed. If not, it is not charged. Why do we say charged? Because it is an income for the firm, expenses for the partner. Why do we call interest on drawings as charged? Because it is an income for the firm and expenses for the partner. Next one is admission of a partner. If suppose the partners say that whenever we admit a partner, all partners should agree. If it is there in the deed, wait for all the partners to agree. Unless and until all agree, you cannot take the partner as you cannot take the new person as a partner. Or if it is written in the agreement, then majority people, whatever the ratio is there, majority if they say yes, then we can take the partner. We can take a new person as a partner. This might be written in the agreement, going according to the majority. But if there is no agreement, nothing is there, then unless and until all the partners agree, you cannot take the new partner. If there is no agreement, unless and until all the partners agree, you cannot take the new person as a partner. Okay? This is very simple but very useful in the next coming topics. It looks very small. You think that it is very easy, but you need to try to remember this, because in every problem we have all these concepts we have. Okay? Coming to this, which we are going to do now. Interest on loan given by a partner is a charge against profit. It is a charge against profit. We will see that. Okay? We will see next what is charge against profit and what is appropriation of profit. So we have seen already what is, if there is no deed, what is the provision, which provision of, we use provision at Indian Partnership Act 1932. Okay? Now again here, what is the importance of provisions of Indian Partnership Act? Just see at the board. I'll stand here 2 minutes, just look at the board. Okay? So it starts again with minor. There are sections given in Grewal book here. The sections you need not learn. It is not there for the portion. First is minor is admitted if all the partners agree. Yes, you can take a minor. You can take a minor as a partner if all the partners agree. And this minor will not bear any loss. He or she is only for profits. Minor will not bear any loss. Again, I am telling you, we have already done this in the characteristics of partnership. A minor can be admitted only for profits, not for the loss. Okay? Second one is a person is admitted if all agree. A new person can be admitted if all agree, or whatever is given in the agreement, in your partnership agreement. If your agreement says, अगर तुम्हारी agreement कहता है कि majority जो भी है, go with that. If 70% have said yes, we need this person as a partner, then go according what is given in the agreement. If at least 50% people say, partners say, yes, we can take this person as a partner, तो हम लोग partner को person को ले सकते हैं as a partner. So, if there is no deed, then all should agree. If there is a deed, then do what the deed says. Even if the deed says that all the partners should agree, then go according to the deed. Even if there are 48 partners and you want a 49th partner, if all the 48 partners say yes, then only you can go for a new partner, if the agreement says. And if there is no agreement, then all the 48 partners should say yes. Okay? A partner may retire with consent of all. Now it is same like admission. If you have taken a new person as a partner, then the retirement also will be with the consent of all the partners. Whether you will give permission for this person to retire or no. This also depends on whether he has finished all his responsibilities, he has completed all his duties. Depending on this, consent of all the partners is taken, or whatever is given in the partnership deed. If the again partnership deed says that so many people should say yes for the retirement, or he should complete this responsibility, then only this partner can leave the firm. Then you can go according to the deed. Next आता है registration of the firm under Partnership Act 1932 is optional. It is not compulsory. We are not talking about the partnership deed. Partnership deed, whether oral or written, both are acceptable. We are talking about registration. अगर 2 पार्टनर्स 3 पार्टनर्स ने फर्म स्टार्ट किया तो क्या इसको रजिस्टर करना है? पार्टनरशिप एक्ट में रजिस्ट्रेशन करना है? That depends on the partners. It is optional. You will not be put behind the bars if you don't register your firm. So it is an optional, not compulsory. This is very important. Don't get confused between partnership deed is oral and written. That is also optional. You can have oral also, you can have a written. This is registration of the firm. It is not compulsory. Death of a partner. Now when this is very different from this, okay? When there is a death of a partner, if there are 4 partners, out of these 4 partners, 1 partner dies. If there is no agreement, then the firm will be dissolved. When I say dissolved, which means you need to shut down. You need to close the firm if there is no deed. But if the deed says, even if 1 partner dies, you may continue with the firm. This is reconstitution. You may continue with the firm. Fine. So these are the important provisions of Indian Partnership Act. These are the theory parts, which is very easy, very understandable. If you understand the concept over here, then your future, whatever the problems are there, whatever sums we are going to do, that will be very easy for you. And these kind of questions, like what I said, registration of firm is optional or compulsory. This is very useful for your CUET also and for your MCQ in the CBSE board. Just take a look at this. Okay, our next topic is liabilities of partners. This liability we are talking when a partner is using the firm's assets, using the firm's name, or is becoming a competitor for the firm. We are talking about that liability. ये कब होता है? अगर एक पार्टनर ने कोई फर्म की एसेट यूज की फॉर पर्सनल यूज, कोई फर्म फॉर पर्सनल गेन, फॉर फर्म का नाम यूज किया, और इज बिकम अ कॉम्पिटिटर फॉर द फर्म, बीइंग इन द फर्म. ठीक है, तो पहला वाला सेंटेंस देखते हैं. लेट अस सी द फर्स्ट सेंटेंस. इफ अ पार्टनर कैरीज ऑन बिजनेस in competition with the firm without consent, this is when he is in a competition with the firm without consent of other partners. I'll give you an example. If I and my sister, we have a catering business, okay, or we have a restaurant. I and my sister, we are running a restaurant, and what I do, without her consent, without even telling her, I start one catering business in the morning. I supply whatever the tiffin is there, roti, chawal, dal, rice, all this I supply to the like bachelors, or maybe there is a mess I'm providing. Fine. In this case, I am running a business, I am doing a business which becomes a competitor for the firm. So with this I am doing without the consent of the partner, without the consent of my sister. If I make profit from this catering business that I'm carrying on, if I make profit out of this, I have to share it with her. So any profit that you're making from the business that you are in, without consent you have started, then you have to share the profit with the partners. If there is loss, then you have to bear it alone. If the partner bears, if there is a loss, then the partner has to bear it alone. Okay. Next one is a partner earns profit. A partner earns profit from the transaction of the firm or from use of the firm's property or any business connection. Then this profit shall be given to the partner, to the firm. For example, if this is a class, this is an educational class that is taking classes for 11, 12 commerce students. What I do, In the evening, I again start taking singing classes. Okay, that is my other thing. This class is meant only for 11th and 12th commerce. But in the evening, again I come at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I start taking singing classes. Or my sister, she's taking dancing classes. Now in this case, whatever money you're making from that use of this property, that income has to be shared with the firm. If she's taking dancing class and she's making money out of it, then that will be shared with the firm. Or if you're using the name of the business, wherever you go, you're taking the name of the business and getting the business done for your own gain. This is for your own gain, the partner's gain. Then that partner has to share the profit from this gain. Whatever the gain is there has to be shared with the firm. So these are the liabilities of the partners. After this, there is one illustration, illustration 1. Let's check. This will be on the screen. I will erase this. Illustration 1. Many of the schools must have started with book 3. This is what generally happen in schools where they want to finish the project. You can go through this video. If you find it useful, do share your comments. Do share what you feel about this class. If there is any point of improvement from my side, from our side, that also you feel free to put it in the comment. Now this is the illustration 1. I will tell you. Illustration 1. I am using this book, which I am using is from the year 2025. T.S. Graywan. Okay. In this book, I am using this is on page 1.5. Also, those who don't have this book, you can see it on the screen. It is there. Okay, the illustration is there. Accordingly, we will discuss this. Amar, Chand and Charu are partners in a firm and they do not have any agreement. They do not have partnership agreement. Who are these partners? Amar, Karan and Chandu. These partners are Amar, Karan and Chandu. Those who are using old books, maybe 24 or 26, the latest one, the names will be different, but check for the points. Many times the description is the same, the points are the same, only there is a change in the name, or maybe the illustrations will be second or third. But definitely this problem, this will be there, this illustration will be there in the book. Okay. First one is, Amar has invested more capital than other partners and asks for interest on capital 10% per annum. But Karan and Chandu do not agree. What Amar is saying, I have given so much of capital, I have given capital more than you. I need interest of 12%. He's saying he needs 12% interest. Whereas there is no partnership deed. If there is no partnership deed, what Karan and Chandu said, that is correct. You cannot give interest on capital. Fine. As per Indian Partnership, provision of Indian Partnership Act 1932, you cannot give interest on capital. This is the first one. Second one, Karan devotes more time in handling. Now this is about Karan. Karan devotes more time in handling the business and demands a salary of 5,000 per month. Amar and Chandu do not agree. Now he is demanding a salary of 5,000 per month because he is working day and night. There is no deed, no salary. Chandu demands interest on loan of rupees 50,000 given by her at the rate of 12%. Now Chandu has given a loan. She has advanced loan. She is demanding 12% per annum interest. The thing is, Chandu has given loan. Interest तो we will give. Interest तो देना ही है चंदू को, but not 12%. According to our provision, we will give only 6% per annum. Okay, so this will not be given, this will be given. We will give only 6% per annum. Next one is, Amar withdrew, now this is again Amar. Amar withdrew 10,000 from the firm for his personal use. He has withdrawn 10,000 for his personal use, now, which means it is drawings. Karan and Chandu demand interest on drawings at the rate of 10%. When Amar wanted 12% per annum as interest on capital, they denied because there is no deed. Now they are saying you give interest on drawings because money you have withdrawn from the firm. Partnership deed says if there is no deed, according to this, if there is no deed, no interest on drawings will be charged. If you are not giving interest on capital, interest on drawings will also not be charged if there is no agreement. Last one is, sorry, not last. Profit for the year before the above claims are 48,000. Amar demands profits to be distributed in the capital ratio. How much is the profit? This is the fifth point. Profit is 48,000. Profit is 48,000. Amar demands profit to be distributed in the capital ratio. How much profit will be distributed and will it be distributed in the capital ratio? First is capital. The profit will be distributed in equal ratio. Profit will be distributed in equal ratio. Now let's see how much he will get. We have to give Chandu her loan. How much she has given? 50,000 her interest on loan into 6 upon 100. 0,000, which comes to 3,000. We need to give interest on capital, interest on loan to Chandu. So from this 48,000 net profit minus 3,000, which is the interest on loan. Remaining is 45,000. This will be given equally. If there is no deed, this will be given equally. So each will get how much? 15,000, 15,000 and 15,000. It will not be given in capital ratio, it will be given equally. Next, last one is Karan wants to introduce his son Inder as partner. Charu objects. Karan wants to bring his son into the business. She objects. If she objects, you cannot bring the person as a partner. So sixth one is you cannot bring the person as a partner. Okay. So this is illustration 1. Let's do illustration 2. Check this. Let's do illustration 2. Illustration 2, it is on page number 1.6. The names are Harry and Gary. Okay. Harry and Gary are partners who do not have partnership agreement. Salary to be paid to Harry, 10,000 per month first, no salary to be given. Gary to get a commission, no commission to be given. Interest on allowed on capitals or at the rate of 10%? No. Interest charged on drawings? No. Partner cannot be admitted unless both the partners agree? Very true. Okay. So this is illustration 2. Next we are going to see, that I said long time back, what is charge against profit and what is appropriation of profit. This is what we are going to do now. Yes, as I said, we are going to discuss what is charge against profit and what is appropriation of profit. Till 11th standard, you have learned to prepare financial statements. Okay, trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Now, in this chapter, you will have one extension of profit and loss account. One extension of profit and loss account. This is your profit and loss account, right? You wrote all the expenses over here. You wrote all the incomes over here. After writing all this, you got net profit. What did you do with this net profit? Net profit you carried on to the balance sheet. To the balance sheet, and you added it to the capital. Where did you add this net profit? To the capital. Because there was only one proprietor, there was a sole proprietor. So whatever profit is there will be taken by that sole proprietor. The whole of net profit will be taken by the sole proprietor. But now the things are different. Now here we are going to prepare one more account which is known as appropriation account. This is known as appropriation account. I told you it is an extension of profit and loss account. Appropriation account, totally we are going to do it again later on. This is just to make you understand what is charged against profit and what is appropriation. So this is profit and loss appropriation account I have prepared over here. Okay, here debit, credit, debit and credit. Now coming to charge against profit. Charge against profit. Before arriving at this net profit, we have written all the expenses: salary, rent, electricity, phone bill, right? All this is expenses, and you first deduct the expenses, then only you derive at the net profit. कभी ऐसा हुआ है, your firm is going in loss, और तुम कहते हो कि मैं सैलरी नहीं दूंगा, मैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल नहीं भरूंगा, because I am in loss. Why should I give you salary? I am in loss. You can see that I am facing so much of loss. You will tell the electric people, I am in losses. Why should I pay the electricity bill? वो तो निकाल के चला जाएगा electricity. You are under loss. He is not concerned about your loss. He says you have used the electricity, you have consumed electricity, pay the bill. Your employee will not listen to you. I don't mind whether you are making profit or no. We want our salary. Whatever the phone bill is there, rent is there, you have to pay whether you are making profit or no. So this is what you have to make the expenses first, show the expenses, and then you derive at the net profit after deducting the expenses. This is known as charged against profit. This is known as whatever expenses you have shown over here, these are charged against profit. Which means before arriving at the profit, these are the charges. Now what is appropriation? Net profit, whatever you have got. Now this net profit will be divided among the partners. One of the partner is taking salary, one partner is taking commission, one partner is taking, all the partners are taking interest on capital. All this will be from the net profit only. If there is no net profit, partners will not get anything. If there is no profit, partners will not get their share of profit also. Because that is appropriation of profit, which means if you get profit, then only you will get all this appropriation. If you don't have profit, you have made a loss, then you will not get anything. No salary, no commission. I am talking about the partners. I am talking about the partners. Salary to partner is again expenses. So you will write over here, salary to partner. This is salary to employee. This is compulsory. This is charge against profit. Salary to employee, charge against profit. Salary to partner, appropriation of profit, which means the partner will get salary only if there is a profit. But employee will get salary even if before arriving at the profit. Okay. First is what is charge against profit. As I have explained to you, it is all the expenses which is written in the profit and loss account over here. What is appropriation? It is a distribution of profits. So whatever net profit is there, it will be distributed to the partners. This account we are going to do later on. Okay. How do we record this? All the charge against profit is on the debit hand side of P&L account. This is also an expense which is debit hand side of P&L appropriation account. All this will also be on the debit hand side. फर्क कितना ही है, ये एम्प्लॉय को दे रहे हैं हम लोग सैलरी और ये पार्टनर को दे रहे हैं. जब हम लोग एम्प्लॉय को सैलरी देते हैं तो वो मस्ट है, इट इज अ कंपल्सरी थिंग. प्रॉफिट निकालने से पहले हम लोग उसको देने वाले. बट यहाँ पर क्या है, प्रोवाइडेड यू गेट प्रॉफिट यू विल गिव. प्रॉफिट नहीं मिला, पार्टनर को सैलरी नहीं मिलेगा. नेक्स्ट वन इज प्रायोरिटी. इसको तो पहले प्रायोरिटी है क्योंकि पहले बिफोर अराइविंग एट नेट प्रॉफिट you have to give all the salary, give the everything you give, and then you arrive at this profit. So it is allowed before profit and loss appropriation. Priority is P&L account. Then you prepare P&L appropriation. Now what are the examples? Examples, I will make a star mark over here. Examples in this case are rent to a partner. Rent to a partner is charged against profit. Interest on loan to a partner, loan by a partner. A partner has given loan and you have to pay interest on that 6%, which we have said if there is no agreement. This interest on loan by a partner is a charge against profit. And what are the examples in this case? In this case, examples are salary to partner, commission to partner, or interest on capital to partner, even interest on drawings. That is also interest on drawings. If deed is not there, you are not supposed to charge interest on drawing. Okay, so this is the main difference between charge against profit and appropriation of profit. Got it? Now next we are coming to the important topic, that is interest on loan by partner to firm. Let me tell you, if there is partnership deed, go according to the interest that is given in the partnership deed. If there is no deed, then you have to give 6% per annum as per the Indian Partnership Act, provision of Indian Partnership Act 1932. Got it? Now, important part is the journal entry. How do we pass the journal entry? When we take a loan from the partner, I am talking about a firm. When the firm takes loan from the partner, what will be the first journal entry? Taking a loan. My asset is increasing because money has come into the business. So, the journal entry will be bank account debit to loan by partner. Why did we debit bank? Why have we credited loan by partner? Because ये क्या है? ये हमारी asset है. पैसे आ गए हमारे पास, asset बढ़ गया. Liability है ये हमारा, liability हमारा बढ़ गया towards the partner. ठीक है? Second one is now interest on loan. Interest on loan. This will be on 31st of March. End में ही interest on loan calculate करते हैं. Right? So far, what will be the interest on loan? The journal entry is interest on loan account debit. Let me write the journal entry. I will explain. To loan by partner account. To loan by partner account. Again we have credited loan by partner. Again we have credited loan by partner. If it is outstanding, outstanding interest on loan. Why have we debited interest on loan? We have debited interest on loan because now this is the expenses. हमारे खर्चे बढ़ गए. Debit the expenses. Why have we credited loan by partner? Because our liability again has increased by this interest amount. हमारी liability वापस बढ़ गई है. That is why we have credited. Third one is at the end of the year, that is again on 31st March, all the expenses and all the incomes, where do we transfer them? We transfer it to profit and loss. This is what is the last entry. Here it will be profit and loss account debit to interest on loan account. This is simply transfer entry. This is a transfer entry. Take a look at this. Okay. Now based on this interest on loan, let's do this illustration which is there in the book. Page number illustration 3. Illustration 3, page number 1.8. 2025 T.S. Grewal book I am using. Okay. Even though you all don't have, the image will be there on the screen along with this. I will also write the details on the board, so need not worry about it. Let's take the case. Fine. First one is, the case is like that. Akhil and Bharat are partners in the ratio of 2:3. इनका रेशो कितना है? 2:3. भरत को ज्यादा मिलेगा, अखिल को कम मिलेगा. इनके कैपिटल कितने हैं? हाउ मच इज योर कैपिटल? Akhil has invested 2 lakhs, whereas Bharat has invested only 1 lakh. Now there must be something in Bharat. He has invested less, but he is taking more share of profit. कुछ तो काम करता होगा, कुछ तो clients लेके आते होगा. That is why he is demanding more of share of profit, right? On 1st of October, Akhil and Bharat gave loan of 4 lakh and 2 lakh. Akhil gave 4 lakhs and Bharat gave 2 lakhs. On 1st of October, it is clearly stated the partners have not agreed to the rate of interest payable. Partners have not agreed to the rate of interest payable. Determine the profit and loss. There are 3 cases given here. If there is no deed, not mentioned in the deed, it is 6% per annum we will be giving. Okay, now this is the case. Partners give loan because if the firm incurs loss, they could have given as capital also. These partners, ये 4 लाख और 2 लाख है, ये कैपिटल भी दे सकते थे, इन्वेस्ट कर सकते थे, नहीं, बट दे चोज दिस टू गिव एज अ लोन. क्यों लोन दिया? सो दैट अगर फर्म में लॉस होता है, दे विल नॉट गेट द इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल. पर ये तो तय है, दिस इज कंफर्म्ड दैट दे विल गेट 6% पर एनम इंटरेस्ट, इवन इफ देयर इज नो डीड, इवन इफ द प्रॉफिट डज, इवन इफ द कंपनी डजंट मेक एनी प्रॉफिट्स, इनको तो मिलने ही वाला है. So that is why sometimes the partners choose to give it as a loan to the firm. Now let's see all the 3 cases. What does the first case say? पहला केस कहता है प्रॉफिट हुआ है 25,000. How will you distribute the profit? We have not taken into consideration this interest on loan yet. Let's calculate this interest on loan. I'm showing the calculation over here. Very basic way I will show. 4 lakh in case of Akhil, and the interest is 6%. He has given both have given it on 1st of October, so the interest will be calculated for 6 months. The interest is calculated for the period that you have used the money. So here the firm has used the money current year for 6 months. So take it for 6 months. 6 by 12. 6 months are 6 2s are 0 गया 2 1s are 2 3s are 12,000. ये है अखिल का. भरत का कितना होगा? 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs into 6 by 100, again the same period and the same interest. If for 4 lakhs it is 12,000, 2 lakhs तो उसका आधा है, 4 lakh का आधा है, तो इंटरेस्ट भी उसका आधा ही होगा, because the period is the same and the interest is the same. So don't struggle much with this. Total interest is 18,000. ठीक है ना? फटाफट calculation, like somewhere you don't have to waste your time in doing all this unnecessary calculations. Here, let's see this first case. Profit is 25,000. Out of this interest on loan, I give 18,000. How much is profit left for the partners? 7,000, which both will take in the ratio of 2:3. Case A हो गया. Case B. In this case, the profit is only 15,000. Out of 15,000, you gave interest on loan 18,000. Now there is a loss of 3,000, which will be borne by A and B, that is Akhil and Bharat, in the ratio of 2:3. Easy, very easy. This small topics will come later on when you are doing a full-fledged problems. So don't forget this. When we are doing this, whenever we are doing the next sums also, always remember this. Go on repeating, go on revising these questions. At least illustrations you need to revise. Case C, where there is a loss of 25,000. Already there is a loss of 25,000. Already negative में है. उसके पर again you have put the expenses. This is already minus. Again there is expenses of 18,000. So total loss is of 43,000. This loss again will be borne by Akhil and Bharat in the ratio of 2:3. Simple questions. Next one we are going to do loan to a partner by the firm. Take this. Okay. Interest on loan by partner to the firm. Loan by partner to firm is a liability. It is a liability for the firm. But loan to partner by firm is an asset. Because तुम लोगों ने लोन दिया है, फर्म ने लोन दिया है पार्टनर को. Now partner has to repay that loan. Okay. Again in this case, now we are talking about interest. In case of interest, if there is deed, go according to the deed. If there is no deed, then 6% per annum is mandatory. Here also, if there is any deed regarding interest on capital, give according to the deed. If there is no deed, remember, keep this in mind, in case of loan to partner by firm, if there is no deed, no interest will be given. Interest नहीं दिया जाएगा अगर deed नहीं है in this case. Now let's check the journal entry. First journal entry is when you are giving a loan to the partner, right? Partner's loan account debit to bank account. I told you this is an asset. तुम्हारा asset बढ़ गया, you have given money, one asset has decreased. एक asset बढ़ गया, दूसरा asset decrease हो गया. Second one is on 31st of March. Now you are going to charge interest. Interest that you are going to charge from the partner will be an income for you. Okay. So we write to interest on loan to partner. This is because it is an income. Your income has increased. Correct? What will you debit? What will you debit? Here, if you receive cash or bank, you will debit this. Okay? Or, I am saying or, already the partner's money is there with the firm in the form of capital. Already the partner's money is there in the form of capital. क्यों करना है? हमारे पास पार्टनर के पैसे हैं तो वो कैपिटल में से निकाल दो पैसे. Simple words, you already have money of the partner, the firm already has some money in the form of capital. Firm के पास कैसे है पैसे? Capital जो partner ने दिया है. Why do you take, if the partner has not yet paid the money, if there is you have not received, इसके capital को debit कर दो. You have money, his money. So you, if cash or bank is not given, then you will debit partner's capital account or current account. This we will later on discuss this. This will be debited. Partner's capital account or current account will be debited. This is debited because the liability has decreased. Partner के capital liability हमारा कम हो गया. ठीक है? Last one is again you're transferring this. Where will you transfer? On 31st March? Obviously this is a transfer entry, profit and loss. Now this you're transferring it to profit and loss. It is an income. So interest on loan to partner account debit to profit and loss account. This being a transfer entry. ये क्या है? Transfer entry. So you got to know the difference between loan by firm to a partner and loan by partner to the firm. Okay?